Imagine you are sitting in a classroom. You are on your laptop, pounding away on your keyboard, trying to take notes for your biology class. When out of the blue, you get a text from your sibling. The sibling says, "There's a shooter at the school." You are terrified knowing the danger your sibling is in. However, you cannot do anything to change it. All you can do is hope your sibling is safe. Sadly, this is not some sick example of a metaphor. This is real life. How do you feel? How will this affect your life? How will you continue on knowing that this happened to someone that you know and love? How would you handle this situation? I am sure you do not know the answers to these questions. However, I did, and I am here to confront these horrors of trauma and to tell you how I moved ahead. Think back to August 21st, 2017, the first day of my freshman year at Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School. I entered the school feeling confident, older, and more mature than ever. I have good friends, I'm in good classes, and I get to ride to school with my older sisters. I could not be happier. 2 months later, my parents realized that Douglas was not the best fit for me. Though I have my friends and family there, my parents believe I would thrive in a smaller school. Fewer kids equals less distraction, perfect for a person like me who has ADD. My parents began looking at schools and immediately fall in love with the school I attend now, which is 20 minutes away from my house. They enrolled me for the second semester, and in January 2018, I officially switched schools. 1 month later, it is February 14th, 2018. I wake up to the sound of an alarm screeching in my ear, telling me that it is the day of love and affection, Valentine's Day. It is Spirit Week, and I get dressed for Wacky Wednesday. I am wearing clout goggles and a neon t-shirt. I feel excited for the day to come, not knowing what is about to unfold in the afternoon. I look at Snapchat, and I see a girl named Alyssa's story saying, "This day is gonna suck." I comment on it with something simple, either LOL or mood, just something meaningless. Little did either of us know that that day would actually suck. You know what? It surpassed suck. The day was horrific. By the last period of the day, I'm sitting in biology, attempting to take notes. By the way, that example from the beginning of the talk, that was me. I didn't just make it up. Now, back to the story. My class is begging for a break, and the teacher finally gives in. I grab my phone, wanting to see what I've missed for the past 40 minutes. I get a text. The text reads, "I love you." It is from my sister Haley, who is a senior, and she is at Marjory Stoneman Douglas on this Wednesday afternoon at 2:24 p.m. "I love you, I love you. Please help, there's a shooter. Please help, I'm in the building." OMG, what? Please help, 1200 building. Are you serious? Yes, 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 yes. It can't be true. I am in so much shock. I can't believe my sister could be hiding, hoping a bullet doesn't strike her body like the rest in her class. Fighting for her life and risking her life to text me and to call the police, my sister is the bravest person I have ever known. Terrified, I stand up and say to my teacher, "There's a shooter at my sister's school. Can I please be excused?" I run out of the classroom, and I call my mom, who is not answering any of her texts. Luckily, she is driving past the school and is the first parent to arrive. My sister calls me and tells me that she had just gotten off the phone with the police. She made one of the first calls. This is her police call.
Please Oh, okay, all right. What's the address, ma'am?
Pine Island Road.
Pine Island Road. Well, what school is it?
Shooter.
Okay, is anybody injured?
Yes, a lot of blood. Please help, please.
Okay, we're already starting the paramedics. Are you in a safe location to keep talking? Okay, do you know how many people are injured?
I don't know. School. It's a school. A big school.
I ask her if anyone is dead. She takes a deep breath and nervously stammered, "I think so." The person sitting next to me is unconscious and he is bleeding. I'm sitting, crying in the middle of the science building, scared of what will happen next. She then states in a rush, "Mom is finally calling me back. I have to go." And then she hangs up on me. I walk back into the classroom, trying to keep it together while the safety of my family and my friends are at stake. At the end of the day, I walk outside of my classroom to speak to my new friends at St. Andrews. I tell them what has gone on that day to warn them about what they would soon discover on the news or online or through text messages. It is too recent. No one knows about it. Everyone is confused. Living so far away, I have no way to get home from school. My grandparents then come to the rescue and bring me home. Crying hysterically in their back seat, I text my Douglas friends. I need to know if they are okay. My friend texts me that Alyssa is dead. The one that wrote on Snapchat that the day would suck. I can't believe that she could be dead. The crying is getting worse, and I finally get home to an empty house. No one is there besides my grandparents and me. I am pretty much alone on the worst day of my life. After a few hours pass, I hear the garage door open slowly. I walk closer to the front door, not knowing if my sisters are mentally safe or not. I take a deep breath and enter the scariest event of my life, understanding the fear to come. I open the door to see my parents holding both of my sisters in each of their arms. Awkwardly, I wait for them to situate themselves back into our home. I hug my sisters one at a time. I feel horrible that they had to experience this, yet I am so thankful to be with them. I am thankful that I could say hello instead of having to say goodbye forever. The next day, my parents forced me to go to school. I am a complete mess. I walk around school with tears rolling down my face and hair so knotted, it feels like a tumbleweed. Everyone is looking at me. They don't know what happened. No one understands it. I tiptoe, hiding behind people on the way to assembly. I step inside of the building to hear the words, "The tragic event at Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School," and I break down. All of my courage disappears in a matter of seconds. The next few days and months were brutal, especially for my sisters and those who witnessed the shooting. It was especially hard because I really wanted to help, but I didn't know how. My sister was traumatized, and all I could say was, "I am here for you." I wasn't there that day. Yet, I was in so much pain from losing my friends and knowing what my sister went through. It was a weird place to be, feeling all the trauma, yet not actually being there. I felt as if nobody wanted to hear what I had to say. Even though my shock doesn't nearly compare to the trauma the students went through that day, I was still scared. My sister was almost killed. If she was 2 inches to the left, she could have died. Hearing her terrified voice on that call and feeling my heart pound against my chest is scarred into my brain forever. So no, I was not there that day. However, people like me, family and close friends of those traumatized or killed in school shootings still need help. Someone or something to make our days get a little bit easier. I am not trained to treat trauma victims. I do not know how to help survivors of a trauma. But I am here today in good faith to help myself and others confront the intensities of being on the outside of trauma. Although there is no guidebook, here are the 4 steps I use to move ahead. And maybe you know someone, or maybe even you yourself can use them. Step 1, reach out for help. Speaking with my family therapist helped my whole family and me continue on one day at a time. Someone to talk to, someone who listens, someone who is trained to help manage anxiety. Our therapist taught us other coping solutions, including these next few steps. Step 2, don't repress negative feelings. From my past experiences, I realized that sometimes overly positive thinking can backfire. You've got to allow yourself to feel the bad. Denial might be part of your path to recovery, but what I have learned from my own life, I suggest you'll need to move ahead. You'll need to move through all of your negative emotions eventually for proper healing. Take at least 30 minutes out of your day to do something that truly makes you happy. Whether it be a little meditation or a painting class, distracting yourself can be good for you. Which brings me on to my next point. Find a new purpose. Finding a new meaning in your altered world can help you reconnect. Sometimes after a trauma, we realize that the purpose we had in our lives, material goals, like buying that new bag or getting into that college you want, have less and less meaning. Of course, it may not be that easy to find something to take your mind off of the event. Start out small, try new things. Go to the beach, take an exercise class, do some charity work. Eventually, you will find something that you like. I ended up getting involved in the Make Our School Safe organization. Founder Lori Alhadeff, Alyssa's mother, states, "Our mission is to make schools safe for all kids in all schools. Our clubs give students a voice specifically for their school to meet the needs of their school. This organization helps me feel as if I make a difference in the safety of schools every day. I work very closely with the founders of the organization, and I raise money through fundraisers like raffles. The final step, which is the most important step, is to believe in yourself. If you don't believe that you can move on, you won't be able to. Stay hopeful, stay determined. If I was not either of these things, I wouldn't be here right now, speaking to you. Even though I wasn't at Douglas on that horrific day, I still feel the effects of it. But one thing that has been lodged in my brain for a whole year and really helped was when at my friend Jamie Guttenberg's funeral, Rabbi Kaplan said, "Don't move on, move ahead." He meant, if you move on, you forget. So it said, always remember to move ahead. Don't forget about the deceased. Don't forget about the hurt it caused you. However, live your life and live to honor those who fought for their lives in the events. Now it is April 25th, over 1 year later. It still hurts. However, I am moving ahead step by step. Thank you.